Well, hey kiddies, Retro Dad. This is not going to be a collecting video, no. We're going to talk about having rusty skills that video games used to love. We're going to talk about that after this. So have you ever found yourself playing a game and you found your skills lacking what they used to be? I used to love playing Turtles 2, the arcade game I see playing behind me, and I found myself not playing very good. Now, I'll admit, I haven't really picked it up and played it in depth since my sophomore year of high school. I picked it up here and there to play just a couple levels, never really playing it all the way through, and I found myself having trouble at certain bosses. The same thing can be said for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! I used to be really good, where I could go through the whole game without getting knocked down, even through Mike Tyson. Finding myself having trouble with Mr. Sandman these days, and even Super Macho Man. Even Mario, I find myself not being able to play the way I used to. I used to love Low G-Man as a kid. I'd play it all the time. It was one of my favorite NES games. It was one of my original carts I still have to this day. And I found myself playing it just last night, trying to beat it, and I actually found it more difficult towards the end. And I'm like, I don't remember having this much difficulty. Now, I did find the hidden levels. I think I only found one when I was a kid, but I found all three little bonus areas. But it was one of those games that I think is odd in its own right. And you'll probably hear me talk about Low G-Man again in another video. It still, I think, holds up for an 8-bit classic game. And it can be challenging at parts, and other times the bosses are really easy once you find what to do with them. But my skills weren't as good as they used to be. And not just 8-bit games, 16-bit ones like Street Fighter 2. I was a lot better player as a kid than I am now. I used to be really good at Ryu and Ken. I know some of the special moves still, like Hadouken! In the spinning cyclone kick. I can't think of the name of it right now. But I'm just not good overall like I used to be. You lose. And another game I used to be really good at, Mortal Kombat 2. My favorite character was Shang Tsung. I used to be able to morph into every character and know all their fatalities. But like they say, either you use it or lose it, and I lost all those skills. I used to be an excellent player at Mortal Kombat 2, especially with Shang Tsung. Finish him. I was playing a certain character, let's say Sub-Zero, I'd morph into Sub-Zero and use his own fatality against him. Now, I'll probably be a victim of fatality. Some games like the Mega Man franchise, I found myself pretty even on how my skills used to be. Maybe I'm a little bit better in certain games like Mega Man 4. One of those games I still love to this day, especially the first three. I love the third game. The third game is my favorite Mega Man game. The Contra series, especially Super C, one of my favorite NES games of all times, I think my skills are pretty even on that one as well. I used to be able to go through Super C without having any issues. For the most part, I might die once. So my skills might have diminished a little bit. I think they're pretty much on par with what they used to be. With the original Contra, I'm a little bit better now than I used to be. Ninja Gaiden 2, I beat several times. I've had more trouble beating Ninja Gaiden 1. I've only beat it honestly 3 times, or I've beat Ninja Gaiden 2 dozens of times. And I don't feel my playing ability has diminished on either of those games. Now, some games I play a lot better at, and that's the first Turtles. If you ever played it, it is a challenging game, especially the Technodrome. I finally beat that Chrome Dome. Then there are games I never played when I was a kid, like Vice Project Doom, and I find myself actually pretty decent at the game. So, what about you guys? Have you ever played a game that you still love, thinking, okay, I'm going to play through this for 40 minutes, I'm going to beat it, and you found yourself going, what just happened?
You lose.
Well, are there any titles where you find yourself being a butterfingers and lacking? Maybe you were better when you were a kid, or maybe you're better now. Which game is it? Let's start that discussion. Well, thank you so much for watching. As always, have fun, go game. See you later.